Here we go. It's time for the Gettin Outdoors Podcast Town Country United Bank Lake Millis Ferry Weekend Hunting and Fishing Report. A weekly update on water conditions, ramp events, generating schedule, what's biting, and seasonal hunting information with outdoor reporters Joe Allen Dunn, Kevin Sims, and Shane Jones. This weekly hunting and fishing report is brought to you by the good folks at Town Country United Bank in Camden, Alabama, serving their customers for over 40 years. Town Country United Bank's highest priority is satisfied customers. Now, here's your weekend Lake Millis Ferry hunting and fishing report.
All right, Big Daddy, here we go.
There he is. Team Bigfoot, baby. Another one on the B&B Silver Shade. Team Bigfoot in the house.
Shane Jones crappie fishing. Got it.
First one, 2023, smackdown.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Gettin Outdoors Podcast 228 Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report for the weekend of July the 28th through July the 30th, 2023. Just got through talking with Alabama Audubon Chris Obenhoff about the Black Belt Birding Festival coming up in August. It was a great podcast, and I really enjoyed talking to him. Got my outdoor reporters, Shane Jones and Joe Allen Dunn. We got two special guests, Miss Donna Dunn, who is on Team Dunn Sports. We done got rid of Team Bigfoot.
No, we still we are a team of many names.
I thought you was Team shelling peas and canning tomatoes. That's what I thought you were doing now.
We've done that too. Donna's put up some tomatoes, and we put up a lot of peas that my mama brought us. And we getting ready for the winter time. I don't know about y'all, what y'all gonna eat, but we know what we gonna eat.
We gonna eat with you. That's what we gonna eat. Donna, thank you for tuning in. We got special guest, the champion Alabama Catfish Series Millis Ferry catfish, Mr. Brian Taylor. How you doing, Brian?
We're doing good. How you doing, Big Daddy?
Man, you had a good weekend, didn't you? We finna talk about that in a little while too. I wanna talk about a few things before we get started with the report. We had an incident I saw it at Ellis's Landing, and somebody said it was the same thing at Bridgeport Landing. Some of you bow fishermen, this had to have been Friday night. Y'all killed a bunch of gar and trash fish, drum. And I'm glad y'all are coming down here, and I'm glad you're doing that. But I'm gonna tell you what, we don't want you disposing of the fish at the landing. That was a stinking awful mess, wasn't it, Shane?
Oh yeah, it is.
And that's just unacceptable. If you're going to get those fish, you need to dispose of them somewhere else besides at the landing. That's just unacceptable. I just wanted to say that before we got started, and we'll get started because we got a lot to talk about today on the Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report, starting with the Millers Ferry and Jones Bluff powerhouses. These are the schedules for tomorrow, July the 27th at Millers Ferry from midnight to 2 p.m. No units will be running. From 2 p.m. to 3 p.m., 2 units will be running. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., 3 units will be running. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 1 unit will be running. From 8 p.m. to midnight, no units running. At Jones Bluff, from midnight to 1 p.m., no units. From 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., 3 units. From 4 to 5, 4 units. From 5 to 6, 3 units. And from 6 to midnight, no units. So it looks like from 1 o'clock till about 6 o'clock, they're going to be running water tomorrow. Now, that could change Friday and Saturday. You'd have to call that number. We do have a website, but Joe Allen, I'm having a trouble getting that website up today.
Yeah, I did. I got on it one time after you sent me the link to do over again. And after that, I couldn't. I had to call the phone line. And that was the only way I could get on it.
Yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, that's going to have a lot to do with what's going on. River temperatures, y'all help me with this, Shane. I'm saying 86 to 90 in the river and 88 to 92 in the sloughs. Is that about right?
That pretty much got it. That pretty much what it was Saturday. It cooled off Sunday, but yeah, that's pretty much covers it there.
All right, and we'll start off with the catfish because we got the catfish man here. We had the Alabama Catfish Series all-nighter Saturday night, and Big Bama Bryant Taylor with his, I guess these boys, Charles and Jacob Coleman, they were your deck hands, or did you catch all the fish, or did they help you? We want to hear.
Well, we all took turns. That's two good boys. I appreciate y'all fishing with me. They good people, real good people. Can't say nothing bad about them.
Well, tell us about the other night, Brian, because you had 3 fish that weighed 70.4 pounds with a 31.4 big fish. Tell us about how you won that tournament Saturday night. Tell us your strategy, how you fish, what you use for bait, everything about it.
Well, Big Daddy, we went north. We caught 9 fish. 7 out of the 9 fish was anywhere from 35 to 39 inches long. We had the fish get kind of sick on us. We come back down the river. We was up around the Elms Bluff area. We come back, turned the fish in, nursed him back, got him back in the water. Keep from losing any time, we went back out to the mouth to Rolling Cooper, dropped bait, started fishing, and we was catching fish right there. And we fished from there on up. Spent the night there fishing on up toward the log jam. We just tried to make the best of we left some pretty good fishing up north up there to come back to take care of that fish. We had the fish in mind. We try to take care of the fish and keep them as healthy, and we just we had the best interest of the fishing in mind.
Tell us, you ain't told us yet how you said you went out and dropped lines. Were you using planer boards? Were you dragging bait? Were you tight lining? Don't hold off on us now. If folks coming fishing on Millers Ferry this weekend, they won't know how to catch them fish.
Well, we was dragging baits. We was dragging 8 rods out the back. We was using planer boards. The season right up the middle of the river. You know, just we run about 0.3 to 0.5 and just letting the fish do their thing. You know, you know, there wasn't no doubt when you had one on.
Now, what were you using for bait?
We was using skipjack herring.
And you got all the skipjack last week below the dam, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Jacob and them and Charles was working up in North Alabama, and they got some skipjack too. They brought down with us, so you know, we had plenty of fresh bait. You know, and that's the key. You know, this time of the year, fresh bait and just keep moving, just keep dragging, keep fresh bait in the water, and just keep moving. Just you know, I think we probably ended up going about 10 or 11 miles on trolling motor.
Does it matter if the water's moving or not when you're dragging bait?
Brian? No, it can move. You know, we you know, as long as it don't move a lot. You know, if you get in a hard current, you know, the planer boards have a hard time staying hooked up to your line. You know, the less current, the better, I think. You know, when you pull in planer boards, you know, you know, at this time of the year, I don't care. You know, a lot of people run in half current. I don't care if there's any current. You know, you know, just when moving them baits, I don't, you know, I just wish it'd be a pond. You know, I mean,
How hard is the bait to find right now?
well, I went down to Miller's Ferry down at the powerhouse, caught 33.
Good night.
Man,
Usually it's pretty hard to find.
You cut the skipjack up or use them whole?
Both. The smaller ones we cut up. You know, the bigger ones we chunked them up. They ain't bit the head. The last few times I went, they don't bite. Some reason I'd rather fish with a head, but they wouldn't bite in the heads, and you know, it was just all center sections, and you know, we just cut the heads off, cut them up, chunked them up, and got after it.
Back when I used to do that with Randy Data, when we used to tight line, he wouldn't use the head or the tail. All he would use would be the middle part of it. He wouldn't use the head or the tail.
I know up on Wheeler, when you go up there and get on some of them giants, they just tear them heads up.
A lot of people don't take butterfly and cut up and tear the backbone out.
That at time, you know, I mean, I don't think there's a wrong way to cut a skipjack up, really. As long as it gets on that hook, you know.
Well, Stanley and Mitchell Cruz came in second. They had 3 fish that weighed 53.6 pounds, and their big fish, I forgot what their big fish was, but it was right at 30 pounds, I think. And then you better be glad she didn't catch this one. This was 2 weeks ago. She said she was looking at you when she caught that fish, Brian.
Yeah, we wasn't too far apart up there that day.
And that was a 55-pound one that Michelle and Jimmy caught. And then they were third place, and they had a 3 fish that weighed 50.8 pounds, and with a 20.4 big fish. But now that girl knows she loves to fish too. Now,
yeah, Jimmy and Michelle, they good people. They real good people. I enjoy being around them.
all right. Well, if somebody's coming to Miller's Ferry this weekend and they ain't gonna drag bait like Big Bama Bryant and then won that money on you, won over $1,000, didn't you?
Yes, sir, sure did.
What about jugging, Joe Allen? What's the jugging like?
It's gonna be in the river, just like the main river is going to be the thing. Right when they're pulling that water is going to be best. But
that long line jugging deep water.
Yeah, but you know, them 35 foot lines, that's what I use, and that's what always does the best, them longest lines.
I think we was in 35 to 60 foot of water.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday night.
Are you seeing these fish, Brian, on your side scan, or are you just looking for holes, or how you doing that?
A lot of these fish that we catch, you don't never see. I mean, because they with them planer boards so far out away from the boat.
I understand.
You know, I mean, when we go up the middle of the river, we probably covering a 65, 70 yard spot coming up that river.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had just a particular pattern, like a hole or some logs or stumps, or you're just really looking for them deep holes on the main river. Or...
Yeah, just you know, I mean, you just got to think like a fish. It's hot weather. You know,
I understand. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, deep water. I mean, that's where I would be.
Now, Brian, you don't use your side. I know when I went with Stacy that time, he used that side scan, and we would go down there, and you can see them fish now.
Oh yeah. I mean, yes, I do. But I my biggest thing was gonna cover deep water. I mean, just it's just hot right now. The water is just my thing was deep water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, go to deep water.
Well, I tell you what, you did good, and congratulations. Next tournament will be in September up at Lake Beeswax Landing. Are you familiar with that area? You gonna be able to hold the crown?
I'm probably gonna have to pass it off that one. The next one I'll probably be in Demopolis. I will make an appearance in Demopolis.
Okay.
Well, I want to know, what did y'all cook that night on the boat? I know you had them big ribeyes on there, didn't you?
No, but Joe Allen, we didn't cook nothing. It was just we had a crowd. There was 3 of us on the boat, and we didn't bring nothing no more than what we had to have.
I got you.
But yeah, I don't mind cooking on my boat now.
All right. Anything else on the catfish you want to say, Brian? You got some sponsors you want to thank?
I do. I want to thank Stacy Gaston, Smackdown Catfishing.
And he's on here listening tonight.
Mark Hill with Mudcat Custom Rods, Dale's Tackle, River Rat Reel Repair. That's a good bunch of folks right there. Any custom rods, get up with Mark Hill. Mark Hill, he's the man. He can build you whatever you want. And affordable prices. And if y'all check him out, he's a good guy.
You ought to have a dead gum LED light sponsor. Many lights you got on that boat.
I can spot him. I guarantee it, daylight. I just wave and keep on going.
Ain't no way to miss him out there. He ain't gonna, if you run over Brian out there, you ain't looking. I guarantee you.
I like to be seen. I don't like to be getting run over.
All right, let's see. Grant Markham said, "Congratulations, Brian, on a win. It was a long night of fishing."
Yes, sir. It sure was.
All right, let's go to bass fishing. They had a fruit jar tournament last Thursday, and Trey Wade won 3. That's 3 times in a row he's won the jackpot. Fruit jar with an 8. He had 3 fish that weighed 872. Keith Weiss and Philip Shields had 870 with a 364 big fish. And Auburn #1 running back was on Miller's Ferry this weekend, and he's catching some fish. Jaquez Hunter. He might be transferring from Auburn football to the Auburn bass team the way he was catching them bass up here this weekend. Joe Allen, bass fishing. Kevin's gone. What we're going to do if you're coming bass fishing this weekend? I don't know of any tournaments this weekend other than they do have one this afternoon at the Selma City Marina, and I'll have the results of that Friday morning.
Well, the way they pull in water, that's really, really good. What me and Kevin used to always like. They really turn it on in the afternoon bite is real good for, fishing that riverbank, fishing that grass, fishing ledges, fishing any type of crankbait or anything pulling up those ledges, like a Carolina rig and stuff like that. But early in the morning, they ain't going to be pulling no water. So you got to fish those same spots, but fish them a little bit different. You fish a little bit shallower at daylight around some grass with your frog, with some of your jerk baits and stuff up in and around that grass, especially some hyacinth mats that's hung out there, hung in those logs or stuff right along the bank, especially with a little bit of deep water for those hyacinth, there's always be a bass hiding up under those things. They're real good early in the morning, punching over them, or like I said, pulling a frog around the edge of them, or a buzz bait. But then when the current gets to go, when you go out to fish, a little different. And my thing was always loving to fish those ledges with crankbaits and stuff like that, pulling them up on those ledges.
I tell you what I did Sunday. I followed Shane Jones Sunday from Miller's Ferry all the way up to Chilachi Creek, and I saw a lot of new green trees blowed in the river, and I hear talk about that all the time.
They love them things because, you know, when the water's not moving, it's going to hold more oxygen under it. Same way with the grass mats. That green stuff holds a little bit more oxygen. Plus, it's holding all that little bitty bait fish. And people just don't realize what's in that grass. Me and Jesse and Fisher got to play in there one day, and we grabbed them big hunks of grass and throw it up in the boat, that hyacinth. And I say, all right, go see what all you can find in there. And they be all kind of bugs and stuff come out, crawling out from in that stuff. And that's what, you know, the bait fish are after that, those big bluegills and other fish. And that's where the big bass is wanting, those bluegills and everything else over there feeding on that little bitty stuff.
And I read in the paper this week where the city of Camden has hired Trey Wade to be the new Bridgeport City Landing Director. So if you are planning on having a tournament at Bridgeport or want to know anything about Bridgeport City Landing, get up with Trey Wade. He is handling all the scheduling for the bass tournaments and everything, and he will do a great job. I'm mighty proud to see they hired old Trey. He's going to do a good job.
Well, they hired a lot of experience. He knows what's going on in the world. He's going to probably keep it up and do a real good job of that.
I believe he will too. All right, I told y'all crappie. We're going to talk about crappie fishing. I followed Shane Jones around, and I started to call in the crappie cast the other night, do a question. And I want to know, Shane, on this show, how is it that I could follow you and Travis around all day in the same place, fishing the same structure, using a dialed-in live scope, and y'all caught 15 or 20 fish, and I didn't catch but one?
Yeah, but you know that area we were fishing, Big Daddy, people don't realize, I'll go on and tell it, there's a creek channel right there, and there's a fine line. It may not be as wide as your boat where those fish are. We caught a lot of those fish in the same line. I never left that line. Mm-hmm. You know, I seen you were beside us. You know, I could throw a rock and hit you at any given point, but those fish were in a certain spot set up, you know, and like they can't hide. I mean, they're looking like a beach ball when they're setting up in the water column. So that little line we had, I just happened to hit it that day. And, you know, you, like I said, you were right there beside me, you know, that's 8 to 10 foot of water, and that's where they were. Mm-hmm. Of course, Sunday was a different, you know, we could talk about that when we get into it, but Sunday was a whole different story.
And that's one thing about crappie, how they change so quick.
Well, they move so much. They're, you know, we always talk about on the show, they're always trying to die, just like a minnow or a shad. So they move, and the only thing is the weather has to be the same. Saturday, you know, we made stake beds all day and put out some cover and done something, and then, you know, we didn't fish till lunchtime. We started fishing, and those fish were set up, and it was hot. And then Sunday, when I went, the humidity was down, the water cooled off, and those fish were nowhere to be found. I mean, I fished everywhere, you know, and I fished all high and low, and they were just disappeared on me, hugging the bottom, I guess, or, you know, moved. I don't know where they moved to.
So what would you do if you come? I know you going to Seminole this weekend, but if you was coming to Miller's Ferry this weekend,
I'm going 8 or 10 foot of water, looking for brush, looking for stumps, looking for cover, and I'm gonna find those fish in that 8 or 10 foot of water. You can write it, you know, you can write it down. Brandon Threadgill, he eased up to us and was talking to us, and he was telling me that's where he had been catching his fish, and that's basically where Travis and I caught them too. You know, some of them might not be 6 foot deep, but they were in 8, 10 foot of water. Mm-hmm. They just spread out. You know, it's just, you know, as September gets closer, there'll be multiple fish. But right now, I'm looking at 8 or 10 foot of water, in all those creeks looking for cover.
Well, Shane, we put out, I think, 7 stake beds and 6 of those porcupine things Sunday. And Bud wants to know how long did it take the crappie to start setting up on those stake beds. And
Well, those stake beds, they'll probably get algae on them pretty quick because they're rough. They got splinters and they're rough. So I've seen fish get on them the next day. I imagine it won't be 2 or 3 weeks, and there'll be fish showing up on them things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially where we put them. We put them in certain places. I always tell people when you put out structure, you don't put it where you hope they go. You put it close to where they are already. Within 100 yards, you already know you're catching fish. You're not going to go put them somewhere where you've never caught crappie and all of a sudden they're going to show up. That's not how it works. You don't want to put it close to where you've been catching fish, but you want to be in the general area so those fish can migrate to it and those shad get in it and those fish say, hey, we got a new hunting ground here. Mm-hmm. So that's what you want to do.
And Donna, me and Shane and Travis all cut our fingers and stuck our fingers together and made a blood pact that we are not going to tell Joe Allen where them stake beds are.
Oh, goodness.
Travis drank a little bit there Sunday night. He told me enough that I can find it.
Oh yeah, Miss Donna. Miss Donna. When we eat back down there, I'll tell her because she'll know exactly where we put some of them. I think it's really going to be good. So
yeah. Well, Donna, you coming this weekend? You going Sunday morning?
I guess I am.
All right. What you gonna do? You gonna long line? You gonna use a cork? How you gonna fish for him? Or how you want to fish for him?
It don't matter. Whatever he sets up for me.
He needs to get him a slip court. And like I said, 8 or 10 foot deep, and get her set up.
Yeah.
Find her and let her catch them.
Well, I tell you, it's gonna be. Well, you better get out there early, though, Donna. I'm telling you,
that's right.
Out there in the middle of the day.
But I mean, people don't realize that that's what you want. It's supposed to be hot. Those fish go to. I mean, when that water cools off, you don't realize. When I got out there Sunday morning, that water was 82 degrees, and it was 90 when me and I left. That's a big difference.
Yeah, it really is.
But I'm telling you guys, get you if the water's stained, get you a black and chartreuse jig. If it's not, get you a monkey milk, a shad color, 8 to 10 foot deep, where you've caught fish in the past. Certain creeks are going to be dead, some creeks are going to have fish, and just cover some water, and you'll catch you a limit of fish to go eat. I ain't saying you're going to wear out 60 or 30 fish, but you'll catch enough.
I don't know. I didn't Saturday, and you didn't Sunday. I don't know.
Sunday was bad, but like I said, I attribute that to that. Monday was the same way. I mean, when we sat under Joe Allen's and ate those catfish Sunday night, I didn't break a sweat. So that's not good when you're trying to pattern fish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you going to Seminole this weekend now. You going to send us some pictures and videos?
Oh, yeah. Hey, John's going to go down there and do a little pre-fishing for us. And, hey, we're going to lay it to them come Saturday. So
I don't know anything about Seminole. You ever fish Seminole, Joe Allen?
No, I have not.
But,
it's just main river timber, and that's our game there. It's big pole timber out on the main river, and those fish are stacked up. My buddy Byron Rice, he lives down there, so we got the kind of advantage of finding those fish. But we're going to go out there and hopefully get us some coolers and make some video and have some fun.
Well, they had a big deep sea fishing rodeo this past weekend. Caught a 1,000-pound shark. I saw where that happened, and it was a big success. The World Deer Expo was a big success. So those are 2 big events. We got the Buckmasters Classic coming up here, and I think it's August the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the pond fishing is wide open. I tell you, Bibb County Lake. Every time I cut my Facebook on, somebody done caught a 7 or 8 pound fish at Bibb County Lake. I hadn't got any reports from Dallas County Lake, but I'm sure it's the same thing. Joe Allen, you getting ready for deer season. It's time to be thinking about those food plots and getting ready to plant those food plots.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of activity at the store, done leaning that away already. I mean, everybody's getting game cameras, putting them out, going to the places, starting to clean up the fields a little bit, even put out some more corn and supplements and stuff like that. And I had one guy in there talking a lot of stuff he was going out to do. And come in and bought him a brand new Brown and Game camera and SD card and batteries and all that. Said he was going to go out there and start putting them up, looking at them. And, that's, if you want to kill big deer, you got to do that extra stuff like that all year long if you want to have big deer. People say, we can't grow deer like they do everywhere else, but you can if you manage your plots and places on your property. You come out with some pretty big deer here now in South Alabama.
Yeah, and I tell you what, it's fixing to get wide open, and there's people that really, really are looking forward to this deer season. The digest came out today. You got them in your store yet?
No, it's usually a little bit.
Of them here. If anybody wants one, and I know they got them at Lofton's Bait Shop, they probably got them everywhere. Your game warden should be getting yours here pretty quick. But I did want to mention, I heard Brody came in second place in a rodeo somewhere this weekend. I don't know where he was. I saw Dr. Kidd took some great pictures. I wish Kevin was here, but I know they got that big rodeo this weekend in Butler. It's Friday and Saturday, July the 28th, 29th in Butler, Alabama. $15 for kids, $10. $15 adults, $10 for kids. Cash only, please. 5 and under free. Gates open at 5 o'clock. The pre-show is at 6 o'clock. Rodeo starts at 8 o'clock. And that's in Butler, Alabama. And that's Friday and Saturday. And I know Brody's going to ride. I don't know what time, but I know my buddy, my main, I got me a new cameraman now. Rusty did a great job filming that catfish tournament the other day. I might get Rusty to send me some video back, because I know he'll be up there on the gate at the Butler County Rodeo, at the Butler Rodeo this weekend. What about Dunn Sports, Joe Allen? You gearing up now? I know dove season's right around the corner. It's a lot of chatter about dove season, and I know me and Shane gonna fix us up a little dove field.
That's right. We're gonna get us some. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, well, we get more shells than we did last year, but we gearing up, getting some of the dove stuff out. But me and Bubba was talking about it. We're not taking a whole bunch of the fishing stuff down quite yet, because, September and October, when that fall fishing hits, you got to have plenty of tackle out too. The big, the deer hunters will be wanting some bow stuff in October, but until then, going to have dove stuff and fishing stuff out. We got decoys, dove vests, dove stools, and that kind of stuff already in. Got the mojos. We got regular dove decoys. Got the mojo trees. Just the basic stuff that you got to have. A lot of camo t-shirts, shorts, pants, stuff like that.
You still got the $100 off of those Ray Tay shotguns?
Yeah, Bubba still doing some of that. It's going on for a while. Well, I'm fixed to go looking at some of the bows we got in and make some specials on that and the crossbows. But yeah, early season stuff, we getting it out, getting it ready. Got a lot of Drake coming in. Drake's got a lot of bags for the teal hunters and shells, small bags for coolers keep something in there to keep it cool up when you're out there on the field, because it's still going to be hot in September. So you got to stay hydrated.
Donna, pull up that grandbaby picture and let us see it. I know you want to show off that new grandbaby you got. It's your first one, right?
Yeah.
Pretty little girl. We'll have a fishing pole in her hand for long.
Ain't you gonna put you a line up across there for Big Daddy, shoot him off that line when y'all get that field
Oh,
done?
look at that. What's her name, Donna? Lila.
Lila.
That's Donna's new grandbaby. She's precious. Did you hear what Brian said, Shane?
What's that?
I said you gonna put a line up across there where Big Daddy can shoot him off that line there.
We got a dead tree already out there. Hey,
I don't mind shooting one out of the tree now.
Hey, you better not lie there with me either. I'm gonna light him up too.
Well, who we got on Crappie Cast tomorrow night, Thursday night? Shane Jones?
It'd be John and Jessica and Shiloh Chappelle. He gonna be on there. He's always answering questions. He's an Alabama crappie master, one of the state champs. Him and Tim Pentecost. They're gonna be on there, and I'm sure he'll get technical on us. But he's a good old fella. He's gonna be on there with us tomorrow night.
Okay, every Thursday night, Shane Jones Fishing Facebook and YouTube channel, Crappie Cast. If you want to learn something about
everybody join us. Like I said, spread it out there and come on there and ask some questions. And just if you don't do nothing but drop in and say, hey, we're gonna talk some crappie and talk about our trip to Seminole and hopefully somebody gets a few tips and catch a few more fish.
And hey, you know what Joe Allen told me today, Shane?
What's that?
I got to mow this weekend. Kevin's got to shut down. Travis got to shut down. He said he's going to have the river all to himself this weekend.
Hey, that's right. Hey, maybe he'll go out there and poke you some.
Bryant, what you going to do? You fishing this weekend? What you going to do?
I think I'm going to take a weekend off.
There you go.
You go spend some of that money?
No, we put that money deep down in the safe. We're going to let it, we're going to try to hold on to it.
Well, I appreciate you coming in here tonight with us, Brian. I'm going to take you and feed you supper here tonight in a little while.
There you go. Where y'all going to, Big Daddy? Where you going to?
Going to the Racket Grill. You said you got a pretty good steak that other night, didn't you, Shane?
Man, I ain't kidding. I got a steak there, and I told the owner, I think his name's Mike, isn't it, Big Daddy?
Jeff Hamilton.
Jeff Hamilton. I couldn't remember for his name, but man, that steak was unreal. It was good.
Well,
really good.
That's a good place to eat. That is the place where the hunters and fishermen eat supper around.
Yeah, it's fixing to pick up for them when hunting season gets here.
Well, I hope you have a good show tomorrow, a good trip.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a good time. Everybody tune in. I know Bama Brian, he's on there all the time. He comes on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate all the support. We're going to get together, let it cool off. We're going to make some video reeling in one of them big old catfish. I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Well, Shane, you got a spot on my boat anytime you want to do it.
I'll do it. I think that'd be fun.
Joe Allen, Donna, y'all, good luck to y'all, Donna. I hope y'all knock them dead this weekend. And
All right.
I got my lucky rabbit foot out. I'm gonna try to break this, get this mojo off my back.
Travis said if he's off work, he's coming out there.
No, tell him just stay his butt at work and make money.
All right. Well, I thank y'all for all that information, and thank you, Donna, for being with us today. And Brian, thank you also.
Yeah. Hey, Big Daddy, I forgot one more person. I forgot. I really want to thank Marshall Huey, the tournament director.
Yeah.
You know, he's a real stand-up guy, good guy, and we definitely appreciate him with the Alabama Catfish Series, and
puts on a good tournament.
And you know he's good folks, and if you want to join or get in on it, I think he's got a Facebook page. You can get on at
Alabama Catfish Series.
Yeah, Alabama Catfish Series.
And I'll put a link to it in the details of this podcast.
So if there's any reel and rod fishermen out there that want to fish these tournaments,
we finna go, and look who done popped in here.
Man, hey, look right here, man. Look, Big Daddy, who you got in the studio with you today, man?
I got the big Bama Brian. You gave him that name, Stacy.
Hey, Joey Kirby give him that name.
It stuck too, didn't it, Stacy?
Hey, it's done stuck with you, man. That fits you right there, Big Bama.
Hey, his old head so big he couldn't hardly get him through the door tonight.
You can't tell him nothing now, can you, Big Daddy?
Hey, tell us about the SmackDown catfish rod holders. Everybody says that you can't fish no more for making them rod holders.
Man, them things that got me so busy right here lately, Big Daddy. I hadn't been fishing, I bet you 2 months. It is rocking and rolling. We are selling more now than we ever have, man. I'm talking about twice as many as we ever have.
I know it. Well, I want you to stick 3 of them bank ones in your truck now. We need them over at Joe Allen's camp.
We're going to put them over on Joe Allen's, right on the front porch over there.
If it wasn't for your heavy-duty electronics holders up there on the front of the boat, I'd have went for the swim the other day. It kept me from going in the water. Those things are nice. I tell you what, those are the most heavy duty ones I've seen anywhere in the market. Everything else is nothing but plastic. That one's all steel there.
Yeah, them right there, Joey, they're gonna be as good as anything out there that's on the market when you're looking at, heavy duty. I call it trophy. You go to catching big fish, whether it be catfish, muskie, or pike, or something like that. That's gonna be able to hold up day in and day out. You ain't gotta worry about there's some plastic things that's heavy duty, but you got to worry about them over time just being out in the sun getting brittle,
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, I don't think you're going to wear one of them out. I mean,
no, hey, and the good thing is if you got a lot of that equipment around your boat, when you start to fall in, just grab a hold of something. Well, Big Daddy, I didn't have but a minute, man. I just want to jump in here with y'all, Joe and Shane. Hey, guys, it's good to see y'all.
I want to see you back out on the water, and you still owe me a flathead trip. You know that, don't you?
We're gonna go get a flathead. I just don't know. I've been wanting to go fishing, man. I just tell you, we have just really been wrapped up with rod holders and some more things that just going on with me. I just ain't had time.
Well, that's all right. Well, we appreciate you jumping on here, man. You made the show.
Hey, guys, y'all have a good day. Big Bama Brian, I'm proud of you, man.
Hey, bud, I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
God, we'll see y'all.
All right.
See you, bud.
The old cat catcher himself. Now, let me tell you, son, he is he started the catfish phenomenon around here. He really did. He don't do nothing but fish for them big catfish. All right, guys. Thank you, Shane, Joe Allen, Big Bama Bryant, Donna.
Yes,
thank y'all so much. And we'll be back next week, same time, same channel on Town Country United Bank Hunting and Fishing Report.
Pap taught me every critter's track and how to set a hair trigger on a trap. He taught me to shoot, scale, and skin and make a snare with a leather strap. He taught me to be a part of the woods and all his woodsy tricks. Said you gotta walk soft on 2 light feet and try not to break no stick. I thank Daddy for my savvy, how to hunt and how to carry anything that I might need to get a piece of skillet meat. How to walk and how to hide, how to crawl and how to slide, how to sneak, stalk and climb and do it all on 2 light feet.